Hi everyone, this is Stephanie Johnson from SwapIt, where we help women look and feel their best by reducing textile waste. And I'm here tonight with Ilene Marcus from Aligned Workplace. And SwapIt has been coming about every other day at 8 p.m. to give you some self-care. We know that right now is hard, it's trying, it's messy, and we all need to make sure that we take a little bit of time for ourselves. So what we do is we bring you a few experts in that area, and they give you something very tangible that you could do right here, right now. And if you can't do it right now, you can replay this video later. And at the end, we will also put some links in there so you can get more from our guests and more about what we're talking about. So Ilene is going to walk us through a little bit about, you might have noticed I used the word messy. She's going to talk you through that a little bit. And putting things that you love in front of you. So Ilene, I'm going to turn it over to you.
So happy to be at SwapIt because I know that not only does SwapIt reduce the carbon footprint, but it's all about getting dressed in the clothes you love every day, you feel good, and you can step into your power. And I, at Aligned Workplace, work with leaders and teams to step into their power and find the joy in the workplace. People say what kind of coach you are. I'm saying I'm a fun coach. I help you get back into the love of your business. Now, this starts with your environment. You have to have things around you you love. And very often, even though we have things we love, it's either messy or we can't find them. Sometimes there are real reasons we can't find them. We work in an atmosphere where it's not okay to display them, like I have my Princess Leia doll now looking at me as my audience. You might not want to put your Princess Leia doll in certain environments, but you might want to. So you might want to have a drawer and put her in the drawer. So when you open up to get your pencil or your pen, you see her and it makes you smile. It's all about, in these trying times, to find any time for pleasure and joy. It's very hard to think that way, but you cannot be in the worry mode all the time. That makes it messy. You have to find time to, as we say, put the oxygen mask on first and make yourself happy. And that means using little things that cheer you up. So
I love that. That's almost a step further from Marie Kondo when she says, have things that bring you joy. You're like, okay, take those things that bring you joy and put them right in front of your face.
Put them right in front of you. Put them in a drawer. So Stephanie is going to share with you two of my joy-filled spaces. One of them is, it's a, I don't know, it's a thing in my room, an armoire. But when I open it, it not only has my favorite perfumes, which I can see, and that's an important tip too. I'm wearing perfume tonight. None of you can smell me, but I know I have it on. So just because you're stuck in the house and you can't go anywhere, don't not use the things you love. So this is my favorite perfume drawer. And as you can see, I have a little thing right above it, a little unicorn that says, the magic is all around us. But you will also notice, I don't know if Stephanie can zoom in, if you look in my perfume and you can zoom in, there's a little Star Wars creature there. I don't even know, down, Steph, if you can go down. See him? He's sitting on my shelf. I put unexpected things all over that are just going to make me a little happy. So when I'm very serious and I get ready and I'm putting on my perfume, I remember, oh, look at this. That's funny. I have little hand puppets hidden in little vases around my house, little Disney characters that might be on a shelf behind a really expensive figurine. And it just makes me smile when I see them. And it's about those times. The next thing that Stephanie's going to show you is something that I have on my dresser. Now, many of us do not have a lot of space to put things, but it's really important to take a few things that remind you and ground you and put them where they're accessible. This is a tray that I keep. That is not it. That is not it. That is it. This is a tray I keep on my dresser. And you can see, once again, my love of funny things because there's a little vampire bat. He was from a mini Halloween thing. Now, many of you have children. So it's hard to keep these things displayed because your children are going to touch them. But you can say, hey, that's my vampire. I love them too. And that's mommy's. Leave it alone. But you could see here, I have some of my favorite makeups. I have an EOS egg that was a, for those of you that are about to celebrate Passover, it was an Affie Coleman treat one year. I have an old stained glass pin that I made years ago. I have a leaf pin that my daughter gave me, a bottle cap key ring from Hawaii, and then these fabulous rocks that I've picked over all over the world. And some of them have messages on them: balance, love, joy, harmony. And when you look down on them, you can feel them and see them. Every day I walk past my dresser and I have to tune in and see them. So I think, being a little older and wiser. Do you want to ask any questions, Steph? Because I'm going on and on and on.
No, I think you're good.
I think when I get older and wiser, what I've learned is it's really important to have those things I love in front of me. I used to have my favorite underwear, my favorite black t-shirt, my favorite thing back in the closet for a special occasion. Now I keep everything I love, my favorite tea, my favorite hot sauce, my favorite jewelry, my favorite, hand lotion right in front where I can see it. So I remember to use it and have joy from it every day, because we do live in a scary world. And the more you can find time to just take a moment and celebrate, the more resilient you will be for those times you have to worry. And that's my advice and my little pro tip tonight in enjoying yourself and learning how to get through the darkness with some light.
I think that that's great, and I have done some very similar things. My bedroom was really crazy, and I finally bought like the drawers that I'm going to use to organize everything, and then took everything that was like on top of the craziness, put it so I couldn't see it, and only put out the things that I want to look at. And that makes me feel just so much better and so much happier.
I mean, it really is the path to enlightenment. If you only have what you need, then you make room for others. When you're crowding it with everything, your life becomes crowded. So it really is the old adage that less is more. And then the good news is when you use things up, you can get new things. So, it's really, I've been in the house for almost 3 weeks already, because we were, I guess, a week ahead out here. I live in Western Massachusetts, very woo-woo. And a week, the first week, I realized I am not eating this old tea. I don't know why I keep it, It might have been good at one point, but I haven't touched that tea for a year. Do I want to be left in a pandemic with an old box of tea? No, I do not. So it's really time to freshen everything and really put what you love first, so you have it and can use it when you need it, and when and I want to say one other thing, if I may.
Sure.
Having the things you love, like SwapIt, wearing the outfits that empower you, it is also very self-esteem building. You feel good about yourself when you wear and use things that make you feel good. So it's not being selfish or being wasteful to the universe. It's actually putting your best self out there in a way that you might not have thought of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important to see what you love, use what you love, have what you love, and dump the rest. Remember, someone else, your garbage is someone else's treasure, so give it away.
I was talking to an organizer recently, and she told me something that I thought was crazy, is that people recently have so much stuff that we're embarrassed about it, and we don't have people over our houses as much. And now, obviously, at this exact moment, that's good. But you can take this time to put out the things that you would be proud to show somebody, because once we're allowed out of our houses, you're going to want all that social interaction you can get, and you're going to want to have people over. So
right.
I'm doing that now. It's twofold.
Right. And you can have a neighborhood swap. It doesn't have to be a garage sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could be just on tables, so people don't even have to be that close, and you can get rid of all that stuff you love. I already have a pile I'm working on downstairs. And you know what? I live in a community that has a lot of second homeowners, and people come up and they bring their old stuff from their first home, and then it's really good stuff that they get rid of. And you never know when you're going to need it. It's really hysterical. And there is no shame in it here. We call it swap shop. We share everything, because something you might not need is a treasure to me. And it's a really good way, just like SwapIt, of repurposing things that never really worked right or never fit right, or you have 5 of, which, could happen. I mean, at one point, this is, I'll just leave you with this we had 5 blow dryers. Who needs 5? My daughters, my blow dryer, one for the country house, one for the city house, and one for the gym. 5 blow dryers. Crazy. Someone really needed that blow dryer. We were happy to give it to them.
Well, we certainly love swapping at SwapIt. So we're all on board with that over here. And thank you to Ilene so much for being here and sharing that with us. If anyone has any questions that come up when you watch this replay, please feel free to post them. We'll get back to you. I will also put a link if you want more Ilene where you can find her. We'll put a link for her Aligned Workplace, and then also she is a published author, so we will put a link to her book, Managing Annoying People, which I'm totally not in, although maybe look at chapter 2, I think.
But and everybody stay, using the things you love.
Thanks. Have a swap and good night.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.